Lesson number 3, perform estimation and basic calculation. Our objectives, at the end of this unit, you should be able to perform estimation and also perform basic calculation. In order to achieve success in any farm operations, careful planning must be considered. Farm operation requires an operational plan which involves or includes assessment and estimation of farm inputs and labor requirements. Farm inputs are anything basically needed by a farmer in farm operations. This includes healthy seeds or seedlings, fertilizers, insecticides, tools, and materials. Let's talk farm inputs. Farm inputs are seeds or seedlings. We have fertilizer and insecticides, pesticides. Speaking of seeds, seeds are fertilized ovule of the plant's reproductive part from which a baby plant develops and emerges. To select a good seed, the following pointers may be considered. Number 1, it should be matured. Seeds should come from fully ripened fruits. Matured seeds have fully developed embryos. They can be distinguished by their size, texture, and color. Number 2, the seed coat must be from moisture. Number 3, it should be viable. Seeds that can germinate and produce strongly healthy plants are considered a viable seeds. Number 4, it should be free from insects. Seeds should be whole and free from any damage either by insects or mechanical elements. If the food reserves of the seeds are damaged, they might not have enough supply for the growing plant. Seeds should come from disease-free plants also, free from pests and pathogens. A number of diseases could be seed transmitted. Number 5, it is true to type. A seed should be of the same variety and should have uniform shapes and sizes. Again, when you say viability of seeds, it refers to the ability of the seed to germinate and can produce healthy seedlings. Germination is the process by which the embryo of the seed breaks out from its testa, or what we call the seed coat, and starts to develop to a young plant. Seeds are planted in two ways, directly or indirectly, to prepare a plant. The germination percentage can be checked through the following. Number 1, we have the seedbed method. 2, dish method. 3, ragdoll method. Let's talk about seed box or seedbed method. So in seed box and seedbed method, plant a number of seeds in a box and water them after several days. Count the seeds um, germinated and compute for the percentage of germination. So again, this method of conducting germination test is done by placing seeds in a box of any convenient size. Fill the box with garden soil about 12 centimeters deep. Place about 100 seeds inside the box. Water the seeds regularly until the seeds germinate and the seedlings grow. Count the germinated seeds and compute the percentage of germination using the formula. Next, we have the dish method. For the dish method, this method of conducting germination tests is done by placing seeds in a plate lined with moistened tissue paper or a cotton. The plate is then covered with another sheet of moist tissue paper. The seeds are allowed to germinate for several days, and then the number of seeds that germinated is counted. A good batch of seeds is one wherein almost all the sample seeds have germinated. Next method, we have the ragdoll method. The ragdoll method or rolled towel method is one of the simplest and satisfactory methods of testing the viability of seeds. Simply count the seeds to be germinated. Place the seeds evenly along one side of a damp piece of cloth so that the edge of the cloth covers them. Roll the cloth and place it on a tray. Place a piece of stick on the damp cloth to allow circulation of air. After 3 days, count the number of seeds that have germinated. To compute the germination percentage, we use this formula. Percentage of germination is equal to the number of seeds germinated divided by the number of seeds sown times 100. Here is an example. We have the table. So we use the three methods of testing the germination of the seed. The seed sown is 100 seeds, and the results for the seeds germinated under the seed box method is 85, dish method 90, and ragdoll method 95. Let's watch this explanation. To compute the germination percentage, we use the formula percentage of germination is equal to the number of seeds germinated divided by the number of seeds sown times 100. So our seed sown is 100 seeds. So we apply it in two different methods, which is the seed box method, the dish method, and the ragdoll method. So each method, the result is the seeds germinated 85, 90, and 95. So the question is, what is the percentage of germination of each method? So to compute that, for the seed box method, okay, follow the formula, which is the percentage of germination is equal to the number of seeds germinated. Our number of seeds germinated is 85 divided by the number of seeds sown, so 100 times 100. So 100 is constant. So is equal to 85 divided by 100. The answer is 0.85 times 100. So the answer is 0.85 times 100 is 85%. So this is our answer. For the dish method, again, we follow the formula. Percentage of germination is equal to the number of seeds germinated divided by the number of seeds sown times 100. So our seed of germinated for the dish method is 90 divided by seed sown, again, is 100 times 100. So 90 divided by 100, that is 0.90 times 100. Your answer is 90%. Ayan. So, next we have the ragdoll method. So, for the ragdoll method, again, for the number of seeds germinated, we have 95 divided by the number of seeds sown is 100. Okay, times 100. So, 95 divided by 100 is 0.95 times 100. Your answer is 95%. So now let's talk about fertilizer. For farmers to get more yields of high quality vegetables, fruits, root crops, and other farm crops, the soil should have a complete supply of plant food. The yield of crops can be increased if the right fertilizer is applied and the correct methods and timing of fertilizer application are followed. Knowing that knowing what kind of fertilizer to use and when to use it is important to prevent wastage. So what is a fertilizer? So when you say fertilizer, these are substances added to the soil to increase its fertility. So we have essential nutrients which are needed by the plants, which is divided into two. We have the macronutrients or the nutrients which are added or needed in the large quantities for good plant growth. Then we have micronutrients, which is the essential nutrients for plant growth but in a smaller quantities. First, we have macronutrients. So our macronutrients or the major nutrients needed by the plants are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So what are the effects of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium? So for the nitrogen, it imparts green color to plants, promote increased leaf and stem growth, produces crisp, improved quality of leaf crops, essential to new cell formation, and a basic part of protein and chlorophyll. For phosphorus, it stimulates early root formation and growth, give rapid and vigorous start to plants, hastens maturity, stimulates blooming, and aids in seed formation. For the potassium, it imparts increased vigor and disease resistance to plants, produces stiff stalks, thus reducing lodging, increased plumpness of the grain and seed, essential to the formation and transfer of starches, sugar, and oils, imparts hardiness to legumes and other crops. Now let's proceed to micronutrients. For the micronutrients, we have boron, important in sugar transport, cell division, and amino acid production. Chlorine, used in turgor regulation, resisting diseases and photosynthesis reaction. Copper, component of enzymes involved with photosynthesis. Iron, component of enzymes, essential for chlorophyll synthesis and photosynthesis. Molybdenum, involved in nitrogen metabolism, essential in nitrogen fixation by legumes. Manganese, chloroplast production, cofactor in many plant reaction, activates enzymes. And zinc, component of many enzymes, essential for plant hormone balance and auxin activity. So for the types of fertilizer, we have two types. The first one is organic fertilizer. So an organic fertilizer, or what we call the natural fertilizer, these are what we call natural because they are not man-made. Organic fertilizer come from plant or animal materials that are used either through direct incorporation into the soil or through composting. When added to the soil, these organic materials have numerous beneficial effects such as increased soil fertility, balanced supply of nutrients, and built up or organic matter. However, these effects are strongly influenced by the nature of the organic material, their nutrient content, and the process of their decomposition in the soil. Commercial organic fertilizer are already out in the market. Common examples of organic fertilizer are as follows. We have the animal manure, which is this contains high amount of organic materials valuable to the growth of plants or crops. Manure should be dried or composted before it is applied to the soil as fertilizer. The amount and composition of farm animal manure vary depend on the type of animal, size and weight of the animal, diet, moisture content of the manure, percentages, and type of litter or bedding, age of manure, and storage conditions. So in animal manure, we have an active ingredients of this manure or fertilizer. For the nitrogen, we get 0.5%. Phosphorus, we get 0.25% active ingredients. And potassium, we get 0.5% active ingredients. Next, we have green manure. For the green manure, this is produced by planting leguminous crops over the areas for planting. When these plants bear flowers and are still green and succulent, they are plowed under and incorporated into the soil until they decompose and release nutrients from the crops. Plants used for green manure are plowed under at flowering time. So, we get active ingredients for the nitrogen 0.97%, phosphorus 0.5%, and potassium 3.15%. Now, how to compute active ingredients for animal manure and grain manure. So let's have an example number 1. A farmer applied 20 tons, or let's convert that into kilogram, which is 20,000 kilogram of chicken manure in a hectare. Aside from the physical soil improvement, an additional active ingredients or AI of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium was derived from the manure. So, how many active ingredients that you get from 20 tons of chicken manure in a hectare? Let's watch this video.
To compute the active ingredients of problem number 1, which is a farmer applied 20 tons of chicken manure in a hectare, aside from the physical soil improvement, an additional active ingredients of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium was derived from the manure. So we will compute the active ingredients of an animal manure. So remember, if you apply animal manure, the active ingredients for the NPK or nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, we have nitrogen 0.5%, phosphorus 0.25%, and potassium is 0.5%. So based on the problem, so we have 20 tons of chicken manure applied in a hectare. So convert 20 tons into 20 kilogram or into kilogram, so that will become 20,000 kilogram. So our N, P, and K is equivalent now to 20,000. So multiply it to the equivalent of active ingredients of animal manure, which is for the nitrogen 0.5%. So we need to convert that into decimal point, so that is 0.005. Phosphorus is 0.25%, so that is 0.0025. And for the potassium, that is again 0.5%, so that is 0.005. So we'll just multiply 20,000 times 0.005, that is 100. 20,000 times 0.0025, that is 50. 20,000 times 0.005, that is 100. So our final answer is 100 plus 50 plus 100 of active ingredients of animal manure. So this is our final answer. No need to add the 150 and 100 because these are different elements or active ingredients came from NPK.
Okay, next example number 2. So a farmer applied 20 tons or 20,000 kilogram of green manure from chopped fresh twigs and branches leaves of various legumes like ipil-ipil, madre de cacao, acacia, peanut straw, etc. per hectare. Aside from the physical soil improvements, an additional active ingredients or AI of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium was derived from the green manure upon this decomposition.
Okay, next problem, we have a farmer applied 20 tons again of a green manure from chopped fresh twigs, branches, leaves of various legumes like ipil-ipil, madre cacao, acacia, peanut straw, etc. per hectare. So aside from the physical improvements, an additional active ingredients of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium was derived from the green manure upon decomposition. So the question again, how many active ingredients of NPK derived from the green manure which we applied in the field or in a hectare? So again, same procedure, NPK. Then we need to convert the tons into kilograms. So 20 tons, that will become 20,000 kilogram. Okay, 20,000 kilogram again. Then 20,000 kilogram. Multiply to the active ingredients of the green manure nitrogen, which is equivalent to 0.97%, So we convert that into decimal points, so that is 0.0097. Then phosphorus 20,000 times 0.5%, so that is 0.005. Then for potassium, active ingredients of potassium is 3.15, so that is 0.0315. So we'll just multiply. So 20,000 times 0.0097, our answer is 194. Then 20,000 times 0.005, our answer is 100. Then 20,000 times 0.0315, our answer is 630. So the final answer is 194 plus 100 plus 630 active ingredients of green manure. Yan. So this is our final answer.
Next, we have the second type of fertilizer, which is the inorganic fertilizer. So for the inorganic fertilizer, these are commercially prepared fertilizers sold by agricultural suppliers. Inorganic fertilizer come from different forms. So namely, we have the complete fertilizer. So this contains the three major elements needed by the plants like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So example, we have the 14-14-14, 21-21-21, and next we have the incomplete fertilizer. So incomplete fertilizer contains one or two elements that are needed by the plants, which is either nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So we have here example like urea 14-0-21 and 21-0-0-0. Okay, there are two basic types of calculating the nutrients or the inorganic fertilizer. The first is calculating nutrient in a given amount of fertilizer. So we have the formula weight of fertilizer times percentage of nutrient is equal to the weight of nutrient. So we have here problem number 1. How many pounds of nitrogen are in a 50-pound bag of ammonium nitrate, which is 3500?
So for the calculating nutrient in given amount of fertilizer, our formula is weight of fertilizer times percentage of nutrient is equal to the weight of nutrients. So if we have a problem number 1 example, so how many pounds of nitrogen are in a 50-pound bag of ammonium nitrate, which is 3500. So remember that 35 means the percentage of nitrogen, which is 35%. 00 means phosphorus and potassium is not available because that is ammonium nitrate. So we followed the formula. So weight of fertilizer. So our weight of fertilizer is given. So that is 50 pound of fertilizer. Then times percentage of nutrients. So the percentage of nutrients is also given to in the problem, which is 35. So that is 35%. So 35%, we need to convert that into decimal points. So always remember that. So that is, or that will become 0.35. Again, the 35% need to convert, or we need to convert that into decimal points, so that will become 0.35%. So multiply. So 50 pound of fertilizer times 0.35, our answer is 17.5 pound of nitrogen or ammonium nitrate. So this is our answer now for this problem.
Next, the calculating fertilizer needed to apply a given amount of nutrients. So we use the formula weight of fertilizer is equal to weight of nutrients divided by percentage of nutrient. So we have problem number 2. How many pounds of ammonium nitrate fertilizer 3500 do you need to give you 5 pounds of nitrogen?
Calculating fertilizer needed to apply given amount of nutrients. So the formula is weight of fertilizer is equal to the weight of nutrient divided by the percentage of nutrients. So we have here the problem number 2. So how many pounds of ammonium nitrate fertilizer, which is 35000, do you need to give you 5 pound of nitrogen? So our solution is weight of fertilizer, or the name of our fertilizer is ammonium nitrate. So that is ammonium nitrate needed is equal to X. So the weight of ammonium nitrate is 5 pound of N, or nitrogen, is equal to X times, which is our ammonium nitrate fertilizer is 3500, so that is 35%. Again, 35%, we need to convert that into decimal point, so that is 0.35. So 5 pound of nitrogen. Then apply the cross multiplication. So it will become 5 pound of N divided by, because we transfer 0.35 to the other side. So that is 0.35 is equal to X. So 5 pound of nitrogen divided by 0.35. Our answer is 14.3 pound of ammonium nitrate. So this is our final answer.
Now let's proceed or discuss insecticides. For insecticides, when you say insecticides, these are pesticides that are formulated to kill, harm, repel, or mitigate one or more species of insect. They can also be packed or packaged in various forms, including sprays, dust, gels, and baits. There are types of insecticides. We have the systemic insecticides. So these are any pesticides that is absorbed into a plant and distributed throughout its tissue, reaching the plant stem, leaves, roots, and any fruits or flowers. Systemic pesticides are water soluble, so they easily move throughout a plant as it absorbs water and transports it to its tissues. Another is non-systemic. So this is in any formulation applied to a plant directly onto its foliage, flowers, buds, stems, branches, roots, or seeds. Non-systemic pesticides are commonly used in home gardens because they are safer than their systemic counterparts. They often fall into the organic pesticide category. So as you can see in the picture, we have the color code of insecticides. We have green, blue, yellow, red, and red. So for group 1A, that is the red uh, is very toxic, and group 1B is also a toxic. So that is the color red. For group 2, yellow color, that is a harmful. Group 3, caution, that is blue. And group 4, no warning statements, which is labeled in a green color. So I have here a sample of different insecticides or pesticides that we use commonly. We have the 7. 7 is an insecticide and it has a yellow color coding. We have the Furadan, yellow color also. We have the spreader sticker. So this is a red one, or it's either a toxic or very toxic. We also have Malathion, green color. So this is no warning statement or has no warning statements. And we have the dietane, which is a fungicide. So it is also in a green color label or color code, no warning statements. Next, we're done with the farm inputs. Now, let's proceed to farm labor. So, farm labors, we have different activities. So, under labor requirement for land preparation, we have plowing using a tractor, clearing of the land using hoe, plowing using animal, harrowing using hand tractor, preparation of farrows, trellis preparation for cucurbit scraps, mulching, digging holes for orchard, and next, after land preparation, labor requirement for plant care, we have production of seedlings and transplanting. Next, we have labor requirement for plant maintenance, fertilizer application, pest control, irrigation, weeding, and the last one, we have harvesting and post-harvest handling. Now, let's move on to the next or continuation of the lesson number 3, which is the basic calculation. Under this topic, we will discuss measurements and the area.
Introduction to Basic Calculation. Metric system of measurement is indeed very useful in all fields of study, even in aquaculture. In fact, because of its international appeal, scientists adopted it as a basis for measurements, regardless of whether it is a fish pond, fish pen, fish cage, or fish pen. It is necessary for fish farmers to have sound knowledge on how to determine the perimeter, area, or volume of an aquaculture facility. An accurate estimation of perimeter, area, or volume of the particular facility is needed to determine other farm inputs such as the amount of water, pesticides, and fertilizer needed. It is also useful for calculating construction materials and stocking density. This lesson provides aquaculture students like you the necessary information to develop your skills in measurements. You will also learn conversion of temperature and conversion of metric units determining the perimeter area and volume of an aquaculture facility.
So here are the measurements we have for the length measurement and the conversion. So for 1 meter, that is equivalent to 100 centimeter, 1 inch, 2.54 centimeter, 1 foot, 12 inches, 1 foot, 0.3048 meter, and 1 meter, 3.28 feet. For the area measurement, we have 1 square feet, 144 square inches. 1 square feet is equivalent to 929.03 square centimeter. 1 square meter is equivalent to 10.7639 square feet. 1 hectare is equivalent to 10,000 square meter. 1 hectare is equivalent to 2.47 acres. 1 acre is equivalent to 43,560 square feet. We have also the weight measurement. For the weight measurement, 1 kilogram is equivalent to 1,000 grams. 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligram. 1 metric ton is equivalent to 1,000 kilogram. 1 pound is equivalent to 16 ounces. 1 pound is equivalent to 0.4536 kilogram. For the volume measurement, 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 milliliter and 1 US gallon is equivalent to 3.7854 liters. Now let's discuss area. So to calculate the area of the square, we use this formula. Area of square is equivalent to S times S or S squared.
For the area of square, we follow the formula. Area of square is equal to S times S or S squared. So we have here measurement of the square. For each side, it has 4 meters by 4 meters. So we follow the formula. So area of a square is equal to, our side is 4 meters times 4 meters. So 4 times 4, so our area of square is 16 meter square. So this is our answer.
Next, to calculate the area of the rectangle, we use this formula. Area is equal to length times width.
For the area of rectangle, the formula is area of rectangle is equivalent to length times width. So this is the problem. So we have here the length is 4 meters and the width is 2 meters. So just follow the formula. Area of a rectangle is equivalent or is equal to length, which is 4 meters, times width, which is 2 meters. So our area of rectangle is 4 times 2, that is 8 meter square. So this is our answer.
To calculate the area of the triangle, use this formula. Area of the triangle is equal to 0.5 times base times height.
For the area of triangle, the formula is area of triangle is equal to 0.5, which is constant, times base times height. So we have here the measurement of a triangle. The height is 4 meters and the base is 2 meters. So to compute that, follow the formula. Area of triangle is equivalent to 0.5 times our base is 2 meters times height, which is 4 meters. So just multiply 0.5 times 2 meters times 4 meters. The answer is 4 meter squared. So this is our answer.
To calculate area of rhombus or parallelogram, use this formula. Area of rhombus or parallelogram is equal to base times height.
To compute the area of rhombus or parallelogram, the formula is area of rhombus is equal to base times height. So this is our shape, rhombus shape. So it has size or measurement 2 meters height and the base is 4 meters. So just follow the formula. Area of rhombus is equivalent to base, which is 4 meters, times height, which is 2 meters. So 4 times 2, that is 8 meter squared. So this is our answer.
To calculate area of trapezoid or trapezoid, use this formula. Area is equivalent to 0.5 times base plus top times height.
To compute the area of trapezoid or trapezoid, this is our formula. Area of trapezoid is equal to 0.5, that is constant, times base plus top times height. So this is our problem. So the top is 5 meters, the height of the trapezoid is 4 meters, and the base is 11 meters. So we just follow the formula. Area of trapezoid is equal to 0.5, which is constant, then base is 11 meters, plus our top is 5 meters, times our height is 4 meters. So first and foremost, we need to simplify first the sum of inside the bracket. So 0.5, then uh, add 11 meters plus 5 meters, so that is 16 meters times 4 meters. Then multiply 0.5 times 16 meters, then times 4 meters. The answer is 32 meter squared. So this is our answer.
To calculate the circumference area, use this formula. Area is equivalent to pi r squared. So take note that the value of pi is equivalent to 3.1416 or 3.14.
To compute the area of circle, we follow the formula. Area is equivalent to pi r squared, where pi is equivalent to 3.14, which is constant. So this is constant. So this is our problem. We have circle and the radius of the circle is 1.5 meter. So you just follow the formula. Area of circle is equivalent to our pi, which is 3.14, times radius is 1.5. So radius is squared, so we need to write the radius twice. 1.5 meters times 1.5 meters. So multiply 3.14 times 1.5 meters times 1.5 meters. The answer is 7.065 meter squared. So this is the area of the circle.
Thank you very much. But remember, the establishment of a farm requires that a plan be drawn up which includes a list of estimation of necessary inputs. Aside from tools and equipment, planting materials, fertilizers, and pesticides are inputs also that have to be taken into account. Labor requirement for the different stages of land preparation, preparation of planting materials, and care of growing crop and their eventual harvest also have to be accounted for. Computation are critical in determining proper amounts of fertilizer and pesticides to be applied. This includes computation of percentage of decimal units of measurement and their corresponding conversions. Both English and metric systems are used in recommended rates used in the Philippines agriculture practice. And so, practitioners should be able to perform the necessary conversion.